Harry and Meghan Markle like to speak at length about mental health battles and all they're doing to save the world. Now it looks like Prince Harry particularly may have to do something to make sure that his world doesn't crumble. Hi, good morning, Neil, Sean here. Nice to see you as ever. Lovely to have your company. A little bit chilly today. I know you're all thinking that tie's bright. It's brighter than you think when you go outside. Everybody's looking at it, do you know what I mean? I like to wear something bright. It cheers you up, it cheers the day up. And of course, more importantly, it kind of keeps you awake a little bit, doesn't it, you know? This story I have to tell you, which is one of those strange stories, because if you recall, you know, Prince Harry's spoken at length, hasn't he, about mental health and his battles and therapy and all that sort of stuff. But it's now really interesting for me, particularly because Prince Harry also spoke about burnout. Remember? He said that a lot of people, you know, including himself, was concerned about burnout, being overworked, that sort of stuff. Baffling in itself, don't you think? And then of course he signed a big deal with a company called BetterUp, a 7-figure deal, lots and lots of money, in which he became the Chief Impact Officer. Now, according to a very good source, and as ever we have to say allegedly, the people who work at BetterUp have no idea what the Chief Impact Officer does, but he certainly made an impact, but for all the wrong reasons, and let me explain the reasons why. But with Prince Harry, it seems that bad news travels around him. Now, the people at BetterUp are really upset because they're not going to be getting their full salary raise. And as you know, Prince Harry's recently been undertaking some Zoom chats, video calls, all that sort of stuff. And if you remember, when he kick-started the deal with BetterUp, he basically said, if you don't like your job, you should simply leave it. Well, it seems that the people at BetterUp are taking his advice, because now they're not going to be getting their pay rise. Quite a few are threatening to leave. Now, the bigger issue looming for BetterUp is this is all negative PR. After all, this is a company that's supposed to be looking after people who are struggling and, of course, may have mental health issues. So, you know, it's really contradictory, isn't it? On the one hand, you're saying do this, but then they want to leave because they're not looking after the staff, as ever, allegedly. So now, as ever, we have to tell you this exclusive news. It looks like Prince Harry, in order to placate matters, may have to see a drop in his 7-figure salary. This is because they're paying him, as I say, a very substantial amount. So much so, of course, he had to mention them at the recent Invictus Games, overlapping a brand, because, of course, that particular deal is tied up with Netflix. I hope you're all keeping up. It's really confusing when you're a micro celebrity that really needs to keep the money rolling in, as Prince Harry's now finding out. For BetterUp and Harry, where does it go from here? Well, they're hoping that his global persona, his global fame, will help the brand catapult even further and, more importantly, get investors and kickstart it into a worldwide organisation. But for now, right now, it looks like Prince Harry could have a bit of a riot on his hands from the very people that he's looking to support and receive support from. As ever, when I find out more, you'll find out more. Neil, Sean, in the very heart of Yorkshire.